Welcome back. We're returning from Easter, but surprisingly, or it may be a good news for many of you out there, it's been without major incidents. A reason for which the Accident Victims Support Foundation believes that a number of interventions would have to take place to sustain the gains made during the Easter festivities. Joining us now is Reverend Crabbe for a conversation. Reverend, it's good to see you. I was with you on Friday. You were hopeful that there'll be an incident-free Easter and that we'll have a relatively stable condition. It appears your prayers have indeed worked. Glory be to God.
Yeah, it's a contributing factor, but not entirely. Yes, let me greet your cherished viewers once again for coming on this afternoon. Indeed, for us, it's a jubilation. It's very exciting, just the way you put it, that the mechanism that they put in has really helped, you know, and all of them coming together. I mean, looking at a first quarter already enjoying 20% in 20 years, relatively low in the statistics. Looking at last year, where we have about 15 injured victims, you know, where the hospitals were already complaining. And so we decided that, okay, whilst MTT, the road safety police, are on the road, we would go into the hospitals where these hospitals are referral points, you know, to ask if there have been any casualty reported. And to our amazement and, you know, our surprise, trust you me, even the nurses were happy that, you know, they've never recorded any major incident compared to, you know, some time ago where you will come and then victims are flooded, all over the place where they don't have beds, you know, and the like.
Do you feel that drivers are becoming a bit more responsible?
Well, the presence of not the drivers, but I would also compliment the drivers because they are complying, you know, to rules and regulations put in place. And I also commend the National Road Safety Authority and the police that, you know, they were able to deploy lot of men and deploy the directives. I mean, from January, we've seen Engineer Adontin being on TV, radio, and then the graphics, you know, spelling out what could be done to any indisciplined or reckless or recalcitrant driver, and then moving on to, you know, go to the street, go down to them, and then coming down to the Easter. Before the Easter, they issued a directive that they are going to clamp down on broken down vehicles with their towing vehicles, and when they tow and you come for your car, you are going to pay a fine. Then again, also the the board chair of the National Road Safety Authority also came up with PEEP that anybody that takes a picture of any recklessness on our roads to send to the National Road Safety Authority is going to receive 10% of the fine that, you know. So hearing all these and putting all these out there with the presence of the IGP coming to the road, it makes it easier and also sends a warning to all road users, one, and the drivers too, that this time around there is no mercy for any cripple on the road. And that, I believe, that promoted the compliances on our road, and also the check the indiscipline to have this kind of, you know, relatively surprising.
And you say that first of all, scale up interventions and then sustain the gains made over the period.
Come again?
Where do we start from? More interventions or sustaining what we've done over the years?
I mean, of course, who doesn't look? I said even the nurses, the hospitals. We visited the hospitals from yesterday. We went to Insawam Hospital, Suhum Hospital, and then Amasama Hospitals. These are hospitals when usually when the accident occurs, people go. They are carried from the streets, the first point of call, and these nurses at these hospitals are so much excited. They are happy. Meaning, actually, I asked them what do they think that resulted into what they are experiencing now. And they said, number one, on that stretch, the Tichamante, Esuboy, Chichire to Suhum, it is the intervention of the dual carriage, you know, and in the festive season is the intervention of the presence of police, you know, and other things that were put in place. And so they are telling me that if we could implement it and sustain it, keep at it, that is fine for them.
Beyond that, what would you want to see?
Beyond that, I want to see that our road, at least I'm calling for a dual carriage. Beyond that, I'm calling for a standardized road I want to see a standardized road. The UN Decade of Action recommended standardized roads, roads that have all the proper road furnitures, roads that have roads that are without potholes, and roads that are big enough to accommodate the kind of population or motoring population that we have. So going forward,
are you disappointed?
A bit, but now with what I'm hearing, we are for victims. We are for humanity. Let them do all their statistics on the roads, check, let drivers comply with the implementations that they have. Police should check over speeding, seatbelt, and all of that. But we are saying that one life lost is one too many, and it is achievable. Road crashes are avoidable. And so we don't want people saying that, telling their families, we are going to come and they come no more, or we are going to come and they end up in the hospitals. No, that's not what we want. We are looking forward as accident victim support that victims will rather end up on the road. It should be a bumper to bumper kind of an accident where I get down, we exchange complimentary cards, we do business, but not when we have to die. Going to Kintampo to check on the 88 people that were buried, to lay a wreath. We went with one family member, and till today, they have not gotten over what happened, and no compensation have been given to them. Look at, talk less of the 15,000 injured people, and we are saying that everyone deserves to live. Everyone deserves a life. God forbid if you get involved. And that is why advocacy is the key. And so we are praying that the National Road Safety Authority will scale up advocacy, will scale up education, because it has been said that education without implementation is entertainment. But now the National Road Safety Authority and the stakeholders are serious. They are on the roads. And I recommend and applaud Engineer David Adontin, who is the acting Director General of the National Road Safety Authority. And the good work that the road safety is doing. To hear that in the hospitals, there are no major crashes and victims. Okay. For me, it's a plus.
Let's then talk about the road networks, which you are very much concerned about, because I recall when the IGP was doing his tour of the bus terminals during, pre-Easter, that was the concern by a number of drivers. They believe the roads are not in a good shape. Of
course, bless. We have been around a while, and we travel these roads a lot. 66 years now, we should have bigger roads. We should have improved road network or road infrastructure. We should improve on it, especially the Cape Coast Road. Can you imagine that these smaller cars, like I said last Friday, competing with these big cars at this level of speed? We cannot continue to blame the drivers, even though they should know what to do, or any accident that happened is blamed on the driver. But we cannot continue to blame the driver. We should also at least improve on our road network, do a bigger road, because the country is aging. The population is growing. We are getting people coming into town, especially in Accra, traveling all over this place. Development is taking place. We are a middle income, development country. So our roads should speak as such. That is the stage we are. And I am praying that just as they are calling for it, we will do it. Then if that is done, we can by and large blame the driver, because whatever they are calling for, like street lights, they are calling for traffic lights, which is not there. At this moment, there are no traffic lights in some major roads, which then again is also, bringing up crashes. We should just be over and done with it. Then we can seriously blame the driver if there is an accident. There is a white lady I engaged who had come from the United States. The first statement she told me, she said, kudos to what you are doing, but at the moment where she sits, the only thing she fears is not a robber, it's not, an armed robber, it's not somebody choking her with a knife or any other thing, but road crash.
Wow.
Yes, and I felt so bad.
But that brings up the perspective about an area we've not been focused on, the commuters themselves and passengers in these vehicles. Their attitude matters a lot, isn't it?
We agree with you. Not only the driver has bad behavior, bad attitudes on the road, just as you said, the commuters also. But I believe that we've got into a stage where we should lead the pace. We should have directives. We should let everyone that is a road player, the pedestrian, the passenger, the driver should know what to do by our lead. You know, telling them what they should do at every given time. Like this festive season, we said where people are populated or densely populated, we should have 20 kilometers in those areas. And you go to some funerals and you see some drivers, you know, driving some way, Okada drivers, you know, this recklessness. I'm afraid and I'm praying, let me preempt it, that as we are coming to finish with, is it Ramadan?
Yes.
It's Ramadan, yes. As we are coming to finish, they should be warned in advance. Because what Easter has resulted in with regards to road fatalities, it's so amazing. And we should keep it up. Going into Ramadan, they should be at least warned that, look, this is what Easter has recorded during the Easter festive season. And so we don't want Ramadan to come and then change it. So that the motor riding, the recklessness, when it is time to celebrate Ramadan, we know, would go down or it would not happen at all. And we are talking to also the community that this is what we are expecting and this is what we expect them also to do, that on our roads.
And you also, of course, have indicated as a group, as the Accident Victim Support Unit, that it is crucial to have the buy-in from the general public to support in creating awareness and conscientizing drivers and motorists across the country. How would you want the public to be a part of your activities?
Thank you very much. The National Road Safety Authority has a slogan that says that when it comes to road safety, everyone is involved. You know, we, all of us as a country, we all need from the president. And I want to, with this question, I want to pose to our president, who is the first gentleman of the land. I saw him on the in Sawam Road, where we all have to clear the road for him, you know, to pass. Yeah. You know,
I'm sure you give away, by the way.
Yes, I have to. I mean, I'm not that kind of a citizen, you know. I have to. But what I am saying is that if we have to clear the way for you to pass, you being a road user as well, and as the first gentleman of the land, I think that I'm very much at a position to plead and appeal to the president that he should be the first person to take up advocacy on road safety, to at least, you know, come on board. Let's all say it. Then the entire country will find the essence of advocating for road safety. Either than that, we will just, you know, be going around, because it is very, very important, you know, when the president gets involved and start talking about it, that will send some message out there that everybody indeed must get involved, especially as we live in a political, some kind of a political, you know, standard country where we always listen to politicians. You know, if they get involved, or the president gets involved, or any other who is not just an opinion leader, but people that when they speak, it gets to the people, especially now that they are all looking forward to go into campaigns, they should all take it up. Join the advocacy, because it is everyone's responsibility, because road safety is no respecter of anybody. Every citizen must be a part, because it can happen to us.
Reverend, let's wrap up. But before we do so, we have to touch on this problem that we've been raising here at JoyNews about the dysfunctional traffic lights situation across the national capital. It's becoming much of a concern to you as a group.
Very well, very well of a concern. I am still astonished as to up to date, as we kept on advocating, talking about it, voicing out. I don't think they want us to now do a campaign, you know, come out there and then, you know, campaign on this one. No, there shouldn't be a demonstration on traffic lights. No, we are still appealing. Like you said, I'm very much concerned. There are certain places within Accra and outside Accra that the traffic lights are not working. Traffic is an intervention. It's one of the important road furniture, you know, that we need, which also help in promoting road safety. It brings order on our orderliness on our roads, you know. So if it is not there for 1 year, almost 1.5 years, major roads are not with traffic lights. And once again, I want to sit here against the background of the National Road Safety Authority, because the last time they said it, that the media should join hands to hold them, you know, responsible to come and do it. I will say again that it is very sad as a country like this, we don't have, you know, traffic lights working as at 9. And the police will stop working on the roads by directing, you know, drivers by 5 o'clock. and then other boys take it up. That's why I said it will be very expedient if we train JHS students, train them as custodians of safety. That's why we do the Safe to Safety Child Road Safety campaign. Right. We entrust them in their hands. When they come out of school, we train them to be traffic wardens so that when the traffic lights are not working, traffic wardens will be on the road because police will close at 5. At best, they close at 8. When they close at 8, at major intersections, what do? Where we have indisciplined, recalcitrant drivers who, one way or the other, has mental issues. You understand? Right. So we should have trained traffic wardens on this stretch so that they will direct traffic at least to a certain time. They will be rotating. If the police is not there, they are mandated to only do traffic directing, and it will help a lot. But at the moment that is not there, we cry to the institution responsible, Feeder Road, Urban Road, Ghana Highways Authority. We are begging them. I am begging them for the sake of my victims that at least they should step up and do something about it. Then I would be very happy. Finishing it, I want to still appeal. Yesterday, finishing the rounds, we really had a very hectic time, borrowing a car to run around for what we do for God and country. I think it's about time that we call on the president, we call on stakeholders to see to us and then get us a car. Any car at all can help us to run the very good work that I believe we are doing. Okay. And I believe that it is going to help because the things we carried around, Unilever did a very good job, and we are appealing to other institutions to also come, Corporate Ghana, to support us. So when we are visiting these victims, we can give them something to aid them get to us soon. All right then.
Reverend Cyril Crabbe, we'll see you again, but we'll have to leave it here for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For your time. Yeah, we'll see you again.